All right, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody else in. Hi, everyone. Doesn't look like everybody's muted, so I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try that again. There we go. And still letting people in. And I'm going to do a post real quick. Okay, so y'all know the dog's going to bark. So be prepared for that. And we have 2 more minutes. And then we're going to get started. It looks so good. Still letting people in. Totally off the subject, but do you ever we have a 2-story house. So do you ever run upstairs and think to yourself that you thought you were fit and then you run up the stairs and you're like, holy crap, I'm exhausted. I literally just run up and down the stairs and I feel like I just ran a marathon. Hopefully that happens to all of you too. Yes, good. I saw people nodding. That makes me feel better. I was winded when I came up. I had to catch my breath. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started and hopefully more of you will pop on. What's funny is there's a lot of new people, but I'm seeing only, there we go. But I'm seeing maybe out of 18 people, 5 new people. Everybody else has been in the challenges before, which is freaking kudos to the people that are starting, that are actually engaged in doing it. And even more props to the people that have been doing this, maybe 1, 2, 8 sessions, maybe 3 years. And you guys are still on here, which is freaking amazing. So props to all of you for taking the time out of your day, your evening to come on here for this meeting. Welcome to Always Be Badass in 2023. It is the kickoff challenge of the first for the year. We do have a prize at the end, monetary prize. Everybody is able to win, not just new people. It's everybody that's in the Shred Tribe, and it's fair to everyone. So whether you have 5 pounds to lose or whether you have 20 pounds to lose, I do percentage of weight loss, the way the Biggest Loser works. But in order to be eligible for the prize, you must weigh in every single Monday, and you must do your photos every other Monday that is on your to-do calendar. The minute you don't do it, you are disqualified from the prize. Obviously, the prize is also kicking ass and getting leaner and meaner, but that is in addition to it. So I just want to put that out there so everybody knows that that has to be done. So people don't say, well, I didn't know that, because the people that will say that are the ones that are not listening to the meetings. All right. We have our meetings every Wednesday at 7:15. If anything comes up, rarely happens, but I'll always just move it to Tuesday versus Wednesday if I need to, and I'll let you guys know ahead of time. But I try not to plan anything on a Wednesday because my evenings are for you guys. So just plan to always be Wednesday, 7:15. Yesterday with the workout, I had put out there prior to that we're going to do it at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. 30 minutes each, because I don't mind doing an hour of the workout. However, pretty much everybody that messaged me said 7 p.m. A couple of people said, well, I'll do 7 p.m., but I'll show up for 6 p.m. too. I'm not here for that. Sorry. So you pick one, you get to go to one. If you said 6, then I would do 6 and 7. But if you said you're going to do the 7, but you'll come in for the 6, I'm not going to do 2. I did the 2 so that people that can't do 1 have the opportunity to get the workout in. So at this point, it looks like 7 p.m. is going to be the winner going forward. And as I was getting messages that were like, oh, I didn't realize it was at 7 p.m. I could have been there. Or I thought it was at 6, or it's 7 p.m. And I'm going to do a post. It's 7 p.m. If I get messages from people that said, oh, I thought it was 6 p.m. and I can't do the 7, then I'll do both. I have no problem with it. But I just don't want anybody doing back-to-backs. All right. That was the workouts. Run the Edge. Run the Edge is I don't remember how much it is, whatever it is, but in the year of 2023, your goal is to get 2,023 miles in the whole year. Everybody that did it last year did it. And we didn't even join until a little bit into the year. I don't remember when we joined, but it was in the beginning of the year. So there are a few of us. I got a notification that a couple of people joined the team, which is awesome. We have a team that's called Shred Tribe Baddies, BADDIES. And it just helps you stay focused and motivated. We'll have a group called Run the Year, and it's fun to post when you hit your little milestones, and it keeps everybody motivated and focused throughout the year. So that will be a link that I will share with you guys. When you guys are looking at your app, I know I talked about this in a meeting last week, but since it's the first meeting of the new year, when you are looking at your dashboard, if you scroll down underneath your daily tasks, you're going to see these shortcuts. So under the shortcuts, we have my Facebook group, we have the tips sheet, we have my YouTube channel, and the ebook. So there's no more groups. I took those 4 groups away so that it cleans up the groups a little bit. And I can add 4 more. I just don't know how to do that. So I got to figure that out. But I will call out to my app person to find out why I'm having a hard time doing it. But I'm going to be adding the Run the Edge in there, the link in there in case anybody wants to join. But I'm going to put it in the important group also. So that's where you want to see everything, is in the important messages group, important announcements group. Let me go back to my notes so I don't forget. We are going to do a step challenge. We didn't do it for the last 2. Everybody is qualified, whether you've won in the past or not. All are allowed to be in it because it is a new year. So the thing with the step challenge is there's a buy-in because there has to be a prize, right? So it's a full pool. I don't take any of the money for it. It's $10 a person if you want to do it. It's put in like an escrow. And whoever gets the most steps throughout this challenge gets the full pot. Some people have gotten $300. Some people have gotten $100. Depends on who it is. I always contribute to it, even though I'm not in it to win it. But I always pay the money so that it bumps it up a little bit. And there's a separate group for that. So you guys motivate each other to get your steps in, but it's also required to post your daily steps so that people can see what you're doing, because that's a self-motivator in itself to get more steps than the person did that just posted, right? Everybody's always loved the step challenges, but I think life just got too crazy and weren't doing it. So we are doing it again. I don't start it until you guys are in the program for a full week. So it'll start on Monday, the 16th. So 1/16 will start the step challenge. I put everybody in up until Tuesday or Wednesday if you decide you want to do it. And then you just send me the $10 Venmo or Zelle, you go in the group, and then that money is earmarked for the group. I don't do anything with it. Okay, next thing on my notes. Run the Edge workouts. Oh, workouts. Okay, I want to read something to you guys. If your goal is to reduce your body fat or reduce your body weight by 5% or more, and you want to lose weight and keep it off, the Department of Health says that, well, let me back up. If your goal is to reduce your body weight by 5% or more, so this is for people that have been in the challenge, I should preface that. If your goal is to reduce your body weight by 5% or more, or you've lost a lot of weight and want to keep it off, the Department of Health and Human Services indicates that a minimum of 300 minutes of moderate to intensity activity weekly may be needed. And I want to say this because people that are in the challenge are like, I'm going to do 7 hours a week of exercise, or I'm going to do 9 hours a week of exercise. I saw somebody put 15 hours. That means you're doing 2 hours a day, if not more. That is bad for you. First of all, it's not good for you to put all that wear and tear on your body. Second of all, when you lose all your weight, what do you think is going to help you keep it off? And if you're doing what you're doing now, when you're done losing weight, think how much more you're going to have to work out to keep it off. Nod your head and tell me that makes sense. Okay, good. So if you lose your weight, when you lose your weight and you're on maintenance, I immediately bump up your calories, 300 to 500 calories. No questions asked. That's maintenance. Because you can't live on a calorie deficit. And how are you going to handle me bumping you up 300 to 500 calories? By exercise. Because you can't change your food. You can't get in a deficit. So please keep that in mind. If you message me and like normally you only worked out 2 to 3 hours a week and now you're telling me you're going to do 8 or 9, let's talk about it. Let's change it. Let's rework your macros because I want you to be successful and I want you to be able to stay on maintenance and be successful on maintenance. I don't want you to have to come back in off maintenance. Maintenance, you're still in the app, but I don't want you to have to go back into the program because now you've gained 7 pounds or over anything over 5, you're back in the program. So really focus on that. Now, as far as workouts go, you don't want to be a cardio bunny. I look to see what you guys are doing in the app when you're logging your workouts. Too much cardio sends a signal to your brain to hold on to fat. Cardio is great for your heart, great cardiovascular. It's great to lose weight, but it burns muscle. In order to burn fat and lose body fat, you need to lift weights. And strength training is what's going to lean you out body fat wise, not just the weight on the scale. And I want you guys to picture people you might know. Super skinny person. They got on the InBody and their body, you see their body fat's like 30%. You're like, how the hell is their body fat 30%? Think about what they do. They're going light at the gym and they're killing themselves on the treadmill or rower. I see it every day, all day long at Orange Theory, especially right now because we're doing our transformation challenge and people are weighing in and doing the InBodies. And they're like, holy crap, how is my body fat 27%? I only weigh 128 pounds. I'm like, because you do 12 miles on the treadmill and then you get to the floor and you grab the 5s and the 8s. So stop going backwards. You got to get out of the mentality of, I need to do cardio to lose weight. I need to do cardio to lose weight. Cardio bunnies, their body fat is super high. We want to reverse the damage we've done. Power walking on an incline over 3.5 is better than jogging or running. Because not only is your cardiovascular health going up, but when you're on an incline, it's strength training. So people that come to me and they're like, oh, I've been a power walker for so long. I really want to be a runner jogger. I'm like, why? For what reason? Well, everybody around me is jogging or running. Well, you're not everybody. If everybody jumped off the bridge, and now I sound like my mother, are you going to jump off the bridge? Has your mother ever said that to you? Just kidding. Okay. I know I know Stacy's mom did because we're sisters, but yeah, it's the same concept. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. When I go in there, I power walk. When I'm anywhere, I don't jog or run. I mean, I do have marathons, but I don't do them on I don't run on a daily basis. I do it more mental and so that I know I can still do it. But at Orange Theory, you'll never see me running. You'll see me on the Strider, you'll see me on the bike, you'll see me power walking, because I want to build lean muscle. I want to keep my body fat at under 18%. The minute I start running, I know my body fat's going to go up. It's just the way it is. So we want to be very mindful of that. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is the numbers I gave you. Everybody is in a caloric deficit. You are not in a very high deficit. Because if you were in a very high deficit, you could not work out. You would be tired. You wouldn't have the energy to do anything. Your hair would fall out. Your skin would get super dry. And it wouldn't be effective and it wouldn't last. So yes, you're in a caloric deficit, and usually it's about 500 calories a day. And if you multiply 500 times 7, that's 3,500 calories. 1 pound of weight loss is 3,500 calories lost per week in a deficit. You guys are all in there. Now, if you lose a little bit more, awesome. A lot of times you do in the beginning, a lot of times it's body weight. But to sustain a pound a week is incredible. To stay 1 week means, because macros tracking is about changing your body composition, to stay the same week for 2 weeks is okay. That means that your body's burning fat and now your inches are going in. You're not seeing it on the scale because now you have this lean muscle, and now you're going to start seeing it in the photos, which is why we take pictures every 2 weeks. And you're going to be like, in 4 weeks, when I send you the pictures and she'll show you side by side, you're going to be like, holy crap, look at my stomach went down, or wow, look at my back. It's going to be incredible to you. Oh, somebody's cat's walking across them. That was so cute. If you go into the Transformation Challenge group, just scroll up. You'll see where I say this person's only lost 5 pounds, or this person's lost could be 70 pounds. Everybody's different. I'll always give you a shout out when that happens. But keep in mind, they didn't all lose weight every single week. Your body needs that time to adjust. And that's where you're going to start to see your body lean out. So don't panic. The only time I will say, let's have a one-on-one, let's meet on Zoom. I'll give you my office hours, is if you're stay the same for 3 weeks. And at the 3rd week, I'm like, okay, we need to change this. We need to figure out what's going on. Let's have a conversation. Maybe you think you're working out as much as you are, but maybe you're really not. Maybe you're counting your steps as your workout, which you really can't unless you're going over, the 3.5 miles per hour. Maybe you're counting your dog, walking your dog as your exercise. Doesn't count. So we talk about it. Maybe you're eating way too much of a certain food and your body is rejecting it. And that's why you're not dropping weight on the scale. Everybody's bodies are different. So that's the 3,500 calories. Okay. Somebody sent me their log and they said, can you review my log? And I never say names or anything, but if you smile and you make it obvious that it's you, then I will call you out. So be prepared. Because I call myself out all the time. They had rotisserie chicken in their log. And I looked at their numbers and their fat was over. And I'm like, there's no way their fat's over. Their food looked great for the day. So I asked them a couple of questions. How did you pull this entry? Oh, so they had rotisserie chicken, mixed fruit, and one other thing. So I messaged them after I checked their log, because I really do look at your food items, not just your numbers. And I said, what mixed fruit was this? Did you just pull this because it said mixed fruit, or did you actually create it? Because mixed fruit could be peaches, could be mango, could be pineapple. You don't know what that entry is when it says mixed fruit, and that is pure sugar, right? But if it's mixed berries, and you have blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, then the carb number is going to be totally different. Same thing with the fats. If you put rotisserie chicken, How does MyFitnessPal or Fitbit or my app know if it's white meat or dark meat? Is it a thigh? Is it a wing? Is it a breast? Right? Thighs and wings have way more fat content than a breast. So I reached out and I said, was it a breast? Oh yeah, it was the white meat. It was the breast. Delete that entry right away. Put the correct entry in. So when I look at your logs, I am not just looking at the numbers. I'm looking at what you're eating. Your most important macro to get in is your proteins. Everything else will really pretty much fall in line. And if not, I will let you know what you need to do. But when you're logging food, you need to really be mindful and think logical of what you're logging. Logging is the easiest part. It's actually eating what you log and logging the correct food of what you're eating. Same thing applies. Someone messaged me and like, I know I don't want you to answer this question for me, but I ate at this certain place. And it was like one of those places where it's a big bowl of stuff. And I said, you're not going to like my answer, but you got to break that bowl up and just enter each ingredient. Because if you went, and she didn't go to Bolé, I can't remember the name of the place you went to, but if you put Bolé turkey bowl or whatever they have there, I don't even remember. You have no idea if they put Parmesan cheese on top of it, if you got the dressing. You have to actually be more strict with what you're logging, not necessarily what you're eating. Because the log is what's dictating your weight loss. So if you're tired and you're half-assing it and just putting in sliced pizza, cheeseburger, you're not going to see the scale move. Because if you're putting too much in and you're not eating that much, or you're eating more, but it's not accounting for it, then the scale or your in-body is not going to move and your clothing is not going to change. Same thing with smoothies. You have to put what you're putting in your smoothie Now, I've been known to be called out on that. Ooh, let me mute that. I've been known to be called out on that because I will message somebody and be like, what is this smoothie? I have no idea what's in it. And they're like, oh, but I made that our meal. So everything in there is actually what I eat. And I was like, ah, I get it. I'll back off. That was great. Like, that's what I want to hear. If you're making a cabbage soup and you want to name it Ada's cabbage soup and you never have to do it again, that's awesome. I mean, if you put cabbage soup, I'm going to question it. I'm going to be like, okay, is this your cabbage soup, or did you just decide to pull somebody's cabbage soup? Because the most important thing is being detailed in that log so that you know what you're eating and what you're putting in the log is the same thing. Hold on, I'm just letting more people. Okay, moving on. Another question, what about when I eat out and there's sauces and stuff? Get the sauces on the side. Everywhere will do it for you. Everywhere is mind and body conscious nowadays. Nowhere you go will say, no, you cannot get that sauce on the side. You have to have it inside it, especially if it's like on chicken or whatever, and then account for it. And someone said, well, all I do is dip my meat in it and put it in my mouth. I don't pour it on there, so I don't count it. If you bite it, you write it. If you snack it, you track it. No matter what. I want to say if you lick it, you can do something, but I can't think of something that goes with it. But because a lot of people will just, put a little bit on there, whatever. Okay. I can think of a really dirty meme, but we won't go there. Okay. It is much easier to track food if you label it of stuff that you know that you use all the time, that you've created. It doesn't have to be yogurt. You don't have to call it Stacey's yogurt, but you know what I mean? If it's something that you created all the time. One chicken breast is 4 ounces. You need to be eating 1.5 to 2 chicken breasts if you're eating that for dinner. Did you guys see the sandwich I posted the other day? Yesterday, I think it was. Did you see how thick that was? I have a bad jaw and I literally have to smush it to try and get that in my mouth. And that's half of it. So the whole sandwich had, what did I say, 4 ounces, because it was four slices cut in, each slice is an ounce. And I get sandwich slices, whatever they're called. When you cut them, when you fold them in half, they get really thick. So hold on. Oh, if you lick it, you stick it in your log. I love that, April. You're awesome. That was good. If you lick it, you stick it. Okay, perfect. I'm going to use that. Just be prepared for that to go every time I do it. You're not going to hit your numbers by eating 4 ounces of chicken at dinner. It's not going to happen. I know it's a lot of food, but your body will want that food. I used to eat one turkey burger. Now I'm done with 2 and I'm like, God, I wish I had another one. For one, they're good. And your body, as you start to feed your body, it's a machine and it wants more. So please don't starve yourself. Start eating the right amount of protein. And that's probably the hardest thing, is for people to get the proteins in, because we're so used to hearing, oh, eat 4 ounces of protein, eat 2 hard-boiled eggs. Like, you're not a bird. You need to eat more than that. So we all need to eat more than that, for sure. I talked about this last week because someone else messaged me after the question and answer meeting. And then I want to open the floor up because I don't want to talk the whole time. But someone said about a scale. If you measure, you'll be more intuitive when you go out to restaurants versus being blind doing it when you go to a restaurant. Same thing as what I'm saying is with the sandwich. If you get a sandwich and it's this thick, I already showed you what it should look like. You know, this is probably 2 ounces, where that's probably 4 ounces. You know that this is 1 chicken breast. You know, 2 of those would be 8 ounces, 6 to 8 ounces, something like that. But if you start measuring, eventually you'll be able to guess what it is. Not everything and not all the time, but most of the time. If you can't find what you're eating, or you're not sure what entry to use, best guess as possible, or message me. Hey, I looked up these 3 things that I don't know which one to use. What do you think I should do? I have a pro guide, like a pro app that I paid for from one of my certifications, that it pretty much has every single thing in it. And I can usually find it. And then I usually send a screenshot to you and say, create this. This way it's the most accurate. And I love doing that. Plus, I love playing macros Tetris. You give me numbers and I will work it out for you, as long as you didn't eat it already, because you can't give it back. Okay, let me go through my things. Okay, so everybody needs to make sure you guys have containers at home. You can't meal prep. You can't be prepared without containers. It's just impossible. And I'm going to give you guys some ideas for container things because it is the first session and I think will help you guys. I almost had a heart attack and thought we weren't recording, but we are. Okay, so everybody, by the way, it is your job every week to make sure we're recording. If you don't hear it say you're recording or that I'm recording, you need to let me know. So I don't want to ever miss a meeting, which I do. Okay. Hard-boiled eggs, perfect for containers, with or without the yolk, totally up to you. I do without the yolk because I don't like it to smell wherever I eat. Whites don't smell. Chicken breast, shredded chicken. If you put a ton of chicken in a crock pot with some chicken broth or like chicken protein broth with some seasoning, any seasoning you want, let it go as long as you can, shred it up, put it in those containers. It's a great way to get your protein in. Kind of like Ideal Nutrition, but you're making it yourself. You could put onions in it, count for it. Ground turkey, ground chicken, ground beef are all great ways, all great things to put in containers. They're grab and go. Wow, I've been talking a lot. I didn't realize it. Okay. Rice, quinoa are great things to put in containers. I don't really say broccoli because broccoli is easy to cook in the microwave and it usually smells when you put it in the container. So green beans are great for containers. And you can grab and go. Peppers, bell peppers, roasted peppers, great. Pickles, great for containers. And when I say containers, I mean that you can take with you. And you can leave it in your refrigerator too, but those are great grab and goes. If at any given day you walk into me at Orange Theory and you say, can I see your lunchbox? You're going to see pickles. I mean, you're going to see all these things I talk about. I walk the walk. I walk what I talk. I literally eat the yogurts, the cottage cheese, the sandwiches, everything I show you. Okay. every day by 2 or 3 o'clock, you should be messaging me if you need me to review your log. If you don't, that means you're perfect and your numbers are good and you're going to keep dropping body fat every week. If you're not seeing the scale move, you need to start messaging me after this week. Let me help you. You're paying me to help you. Right? Okay. I'm going to go around. I'm going to have 3 people. We have 8 minutes. So just so y'all know, you got a minute each. I'm going to go through 3 people and I want you guys to give encouraging words of wisdom, because you guys can hear from me till I'm blue in the face. It won't matter. Encouraging words of wisdom, a tip, hint, or a trick. Stacy with a Y, go. Stacy with an I almost had a heart attack.
Okay. Encouraging word. Just meal plan. Definitely do it. It takes the stress out of the week. Because if you're doing it all week long, it's very stressful, but it's definitely doable repeating meals each week. Tip, well, that's a tip too. Encouraging word. It gets easier. It really does. When I first joined this, I was like, what the heck did I get myself into? I was mad at myself because I just thought I got myself into something crazy and just overwhelming. And I love it. It's awesome. And I'm so happy my life has changed.
How much weight have you lost?
80
pounds in just over 15 months.
Yeah.
80 pounds, 15 months. And just so y'all know, this is my big sister. I couldn't say sister. I had to say big sister. Sorry. She's actually not my big sister anymore physically, but older sister. And she's doing freaking awesome. And I'm so proud of her. Thank you so much, Stacy. Let's see. Who else wants to talk? Melissa, Danielle, Stacy with an I, Danae. There's a lot of you on here. I can call you out. Bonnie Hope. She must be doing.
I'm driving, probably not a good idea, and I keep cutting out.
Okay, you can do it next week. You
Okay.
can do it next week.
Okay.
Caroline or Gina or Danielle, somebody else talk. Caitlin, oh, Ada, but you're not been in it yet, so you can't talk. You just started. I want people that have been in it to give you guys advice.
Can you hear me?
I don't know who's talking. Yes, Caroline, go for it.
Oh, it was Jack.
Go ahead. Somebody else was talking.
Was there 2 people talking?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Danae, you first. Caroline, you're after.
Oh, I was gonna, you said, words of encouragement. One thing that stuck with me that you said a while back was that, the slower you lose it, the longer it'll stay off. So that kind of took like the stress a little bit off of me. And, I mean, I've just stuck to that basically and trying not to, like, you know, I haven't fallen off the rails yet, and it's been a year. So, that, and then meal prep is like key. I meal prep almost every meal, and then finding recipes that are macro friendly and being able to put them into the website, and then figuring out, I think it's through MyFitnessPal or whatever, however you figure it out. And then I can do my own little, you know, I don't know if you ever seen my overnight oats. Is like I stick it in there because I already know what's in it, but that saves my life every week.
Love that. And how much have you lost?
I started at 196, do the math, and
I'm trying to find your.
my lowest was like 174, I think.
I know you've lost over, I thought it was over 30.
No, not over 30.
Hold on. Oh, maybe it was Catherine. Hold on. Let me look. But I'll look and I'll let everybody know. But she looks amazing.
Which is still bizarre to me because I can't get over how much food I eat and still can lose weight.
I want to just, I'm not going to calculate it real quick, but I just want to show something really fast. Just look at her face in that picture.
Oh my gosh.
Like
I
that,
gotta
she
find
took
that
that picture last January.
Mhm.
Crazy. Isn't
Good
that
luck,
amazing?
everyone. Yeah.
And now look, hold on, I just gotta show you. Although you can see her now, but look at that. Amazing. So it works if you stick to it, I promise. Thank you, Danae.
You're
All right,
welcome.
Caroline, you're up, and then we're done. We got like 3 minutes.
Okay, congratulations, you guys. That's amazing. First of all, I started with Shannon 2.5 years ago and I lost 20 pounds and I have maintained it and kept it off. And my biggest tip is to always have the food in the house. Like you always need the extra protein, the carbs, the fat. So if you're low at night, you know exactly what to go for. And you have to track. It's just a lifestyle now.
I love it. And she's put her husband in the program and her son in the program, her
My
sister-in-law in the
sister-in-law.
program. She's gotten the whole fan family in the program because it works. And like she said, she's been doing it for 2.5 years. And I've known her for longer than that from Orange Theory and stuff, but she looks amazing and she's kept it off. She's gone to Paris. She's gone everywhere and she's come back the same, if not lost, which is amazing. Or if she goes up a little bit, she takes it right back off. Which is the best part about macros is you're not on a diet. You want to eat, just start checking your macros again. They'll come right back off. Thank you, Caroline. In response to her, you have to have it in your house. If you have not watched Food in Your Kitchen, in my kitchen yet, you need to watch it. It's from, I think, 2 years ago, but it's the same food in my kitchen. My food in my kitchen doesn't change. My kitchen changed, but the food in my kitchen hasn't changed. So you guys really should take the time to watch that if you haven't. And then the share and tell meetings, sharing my favorite foods. They're all on YouTube. If you search YouTube and put food or share, you'll see those videos. It's all of us sharing stuff in our house. We go like this. We're going to do it soon, but we go like this and we talk about it. Next week, not next week, the week after next is share and tell. So be prepared for it. You bring something, we talk about it. I give everybody 2 weeks to get used to the program, to find the stuff that they like, to find their staples. And then we all share. So not this coming week, the following Wednesday will be share and tell. Next week, we're going to talk about the stresses that cause us to eat. And we're going to talk about ways to get protein in, not just the chicken. And those are 2 and super important topics. I asked you guys to do this in the update forum, but I didn't get very many. But if there's meeting topics that you want me to cover, shoot them my way and I will cover them 100%. If I don't know about it, I will research it and find out about it and share it with you guys. Okay, so that's it. So we are in week 1. I am so freaking excited. I love seeing all the shout outs for nutrition. I love seeing the fitness shout outs, the nutrition more than the fitness, because everybody can work out all day long. If you had the time to, it's the nutrition that's the hardest part. If you couldn't work out another day in your life, but you ate healthy, you would still be able to drop body fat, believe it or not. You just adjust your macros. I love seeing you guys getting your water in, your steps in. You guys are killing it. I love the engagement in the app. If you ordered stuff from me, they're already packed up, sitting on my counter, ready to go out. Ada, I gave you yours at Orange Theory. And then the others that ask me for stuff, I will give you yours where I see it Retro Orange Theory if I don't mail it. Okay, I'm going to get cut off. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Remember, always be badass, and I will see you on the app and in person. Bye, everyone.